Hi, I'm Chuck Lowry, Director of Sales and Marketing for Incisive Legal Intelligence, and I'm here at LegalTech at the New York Hilton with Mark Medice from Hilderbrandt, the famed legal consultant. And Mark and I are going to do 3 or 4 5-minute segments on different challenges and problems and opportunities facing the legal profession. Mark, why don't we get started? Maybe just tell us how you got into the legal consulting business and how you ended up at Hilderbrandt.
Very good. Thank you, Chuck, and it's a pleasure to be here. Well, I'm actually an attorney by trade, probably 15 years in the industry and practiced for a while. Prior to that, I was with IBM, and so I have a strong technology background, and so it's a natural combination for me to be working in the realm of advancing the practice of law with technology. I joined up with Thomson Reuters a few years ago to advance an innovative program related to benchmarking, the Hildebrand Peer Monitor program, where we do a fair amount of research, and we became associated with Hildebrand just recently, and as part of that endeavor, we're looking to really incorporate a lot of the research insights with a lot of the additional value that Hildebrand brings to the market. Hildebrand is a significant consultancy in the legal market space. I guess about 80 or so consultants associated around things like law firm strategy, financial management, mergers and acquisitions, client development, and a whole host of other important areas that are important to the legal industry.
I think probably when people think of Hildebrand, they think in large part about your merger practice, don't they?
I suppose they do, although I would suggest that that while that's a significantly important practice area and will probably become more significant as the industry continues to consolidate and as we go through these very challenging economic cycles, that really bringing together the right firms, the right combination of growth strategies will continue to be very important. But with that said, it's just as important to put in place the right business processes within law firms, to have the right marketing strategies, the business development strategies, and those kinds of things. So in many respects, law firms really, in an interesting way, are really maturing almost like traditional business places.
Yeah, I think that probably the most striking development in the law firm field in the last 20 years has been the professionalization of law firm management. The development of the C-level officers in finance and strategy, yes, and marketing and business development. Yeah. Do you find that it is equally valuable to retain a consultant after the merger to help with the implementation as in the planning?
Well, yeah, and again, if we use...
That's a funny question to ask a consultant, isn't it?
Is there ever a time not to use a consultant? The short answer is no, of course not. But to get a little more to the serious point, you know, if you analogize over into the corporate environment, one of the most important things about mergers and acquisitions is not about consummating the deal, but actually the fruition of the promise of the combination itself. And if you look at a lot of the statistics about mergers in general across the business landscape, the majority of them really would not be considered to be successful. Why is that? Well, it's because there's so much focus on the combination elements that there's less focus on the execution side of the equation. And so, to the extent that law firms need to have a real good plan in place and execute against that plan, and may need outside resources for many of the areas that we spoke about. What about the bringing together of the financial systems, the business processes, the key measures of performance, the client development activities, the sharing in the success of the firm and so forth? All these things almost become more exaggerated because of the possibility of lost talent, the possibility of clients becoming perhaps a little concerned about the levels of service and so forth. So I actually think that it's more critical post-merger, one might argue, than the pre-merger part of the equation.
All right, well, thank you very much, Mark. I'm here with Mark Medice of Hildebrand, and we're doing a couple of sessions on the legal challenges that await law firms in the coming year. This has been the first. Stay tuned. We'll do 2 or 3 more.